What's going on, guys? It's your man Durante. I'm back at it again with another episode of Keep Talking. It's been a while since I made a video. As you can see, the setting has changed now. Got me, a new spot. Me and my girl just moved into these nice apartments right here, and pretty soon the setting is going to be completely revamped. Going to have a whole new squad on here. Going to have some guests. It's going to be, Keep Talking is going to go to a whole new level. So, I thank everybody who's subscribing. Tell people that you know to subscribe. I know that right now the channel isn't too much, but one day it's going to be big. I already know it. So, without further ado, today I'm going to be talking about that clunker that the Atlanta Falcons put up last night, man. These guys can't seem to put up a good game for nothing. You know me, I'm a Giants fan. Last night, it just seemed like the Patriots defense just imposed their will on the Falcons. The Falcons had multiple interceptions. Matt Ryan was sacked 4 times. That defense that the Patriots have, it looks legit. And I'm not sure what Coach Belichick has cooking up over there, but Mac Jones, he's playing like Tom Brady did early in his career. Now, I'm not saying that this is Tom Brady. Don't get me twisted now. Tom Brady he's the GOAT. But early on in his career, he was asked to do, the bare minimum. He was asked to do, hey, don't fuck the game up, basically, and put us in a good position for a field goal or let our defense make a play, So Mac Jones, he's no stranger, He's no stranger to the big spotlight. I mean, when you play at Alabama, you're playing at damn near an NFL stadium, playing against other guys who are going to the NFL when you're playing in SEC. And I think that the stage is not too big for that guy right now when he's in his zone. He's just, taking the check downs, he's making the easy read, and he's not putting his team in a bad position. He's not putting his defense in a bad spot. And that's something that Coach Belichick definitely likes, and I'm pretty sure that the Patriots organization likes that going forward. So, it's still to be seen who's won this divorce between Belichick and Brady. But last night, that wasn't much of a game. I watched probably about 30 minutes of it, and, into the game, I could already see the Patriots they were on a different level than the Falcons were, man. And I don't know what's going on down there in Atlanta. They traded away Julio. They got a bunch of banged up guys. Matt Ryan looks like he's throwing the ball well, but it seems like he's not making the same reads as he was a couple of years ago. It could be lack of talent. It could be a multiplicity of things, but the Atlanta Falcons are not looking too well. But meanwhile, the Patriots seem to be trending up. And that seems to be, the overwhelming theme of this season, that a lot of the teams that were good 4 or 5 years ago are on the downside, or they're in the rebuild. And now teams that we laughed at, like the Browns and the Rams, they're on the come up now. So more sports. I know a lot of my listeners, a lot of you guys like basketball. And for the longest time, I did not watch basketball growing up. I didn't really play basketball. I still really don't play basketball, but I love to get out there and shoot around. I'm not really a guy who's spent a lot of time playing basketball. I played football. I ran track. I even played soccer more in gym than I ever played basketball. It was just never really a thing that I was good at. But when I got into basketball, I was in the Army, and the first game that I watched was Game 5 of the 2016 NBA Finals, the first basketball game I've ever watched in my whole life. And I'm not sure what it was, but from that point forward, all I knew was that number 23, LeBron James, was the best player I'd ever seen in my entire life, And still to this day, it's kind of hard to rival that kind of thought that I have. But this guy, Steph Curry, man, this guy, Steph Curry, is shooting it out of the fucking gym, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know how When Stephen A. Smith on ESPN says that Steph Curry is the greatest shooter in the universe that God ever created, he is not lying. People don't realize just how hard it is to hit a three-point shot, then to do it under pressure, and to do it with defense on you. I mean, and to do it sometimes with complete ease. It looked like he just run around just throwing the ball up and it's just going in. And sometimes he's pulling up from so far back. Like back in middle school, we used to, go to half court. We used to grab the ball. We used to, grab between our legs and, like granny throw it. This dude is coming down half court and just popping it, and it's going in at a very high clip. And I want to know what you guys think, man. Like, currently, do y'all think that Steph Curry's the best player in the world? Because it's starting to look like it. I mean, LeBron's starting to get hurt a lot more, and I'm the biggest LeBron fan in the world. I think that when LeBron is healthy, there's no player alive that can match his skill set. Offense, defense, passing. His IQ is at a different kind of level than other players. That's why I believe that LeBron should always be the MVP. When he's playing, his teams are at like a supreme level. When he's not playing, they're average, at best. Sometimes they're in the lottery. When he left Cleveland the first time, lottery. When he left Miami, they didn't make the playoffs. When he left Cleveland again, lottery. That's just how he is. He builds teams, he makes organizations, he makes it like all work. When people say that LeBron is the system and that doesn't always work for him, it works out more time than not. Yes, he's lost a lot in the finals, but he's lost in the finals. It's not like he's flamed out in the first round or the second round and nothing like that, But I do believe now that Steph Curry is starting to creep up on that best player in the whole world discussion, because this guy, man, there's nothing really there's nothing you can do. When Steph Curry gets out in transition and he throws that ball over to Draymond Green and Draymond Green throws it over to him when he's running off a screen, I mean, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, man, because he's so fast, he's so well conditioned. The plays they run are so, they've been running them now 5-6 years, and Steph and Draymond have such a connection. I mean, it's something special to watch. It really is. It really is. Everybody hit that like button, hit subscribe, smash that like button. Everybody, I'm just trying to build my channel up here to about 100 subscribers. I'm getting there slowly but surely. But the next thing I want to talk about, guys, is I want to explain more what's going on with the supply shortage. So if you guys haven't seen my previous videos, I've been discussing the supply shortage, and I was telling everybody about how China was having their rolling blackout due to them shutting down their coal plants and not being able to have power in most of their provinces. They're having to ration power and blackout in certain provinces so that they can filter power over to Beijing and other high value areas. They're also having an extremely bad housing market collapse over there, and it's getting a lot worse actually, and it's making all the goods go up, and it is slowing down the supply chain even more. But as I was watching the news, I watched DW News, this international news. You can find it on YouTube. I'm finding out more things that I feel are becoming uneasy to me. I used to serve in the Army, so I have a lot of invested interest in foreign affairs and wars and conflicts, and I just like to keep my mind very secular, if you will. What's going on at the Belarusian border right now is kind of alarming, honestly, because here we have this conflict brewing where Russia has 100,000 troops amassed at the Ukrainian border. It looks like they're preparing for like a forward advance, but they've been there for a while, and I'm not sure if they're going to use this kind of migration crisis over there in Belarus and Poland to try to use as like a smokescreen to take over all of Ukraine or even Poland, because that's how World War II started, basically, except Germany was the one invading Poland. At that same time, we have these tensions with China. China wants to reclaim Taiwan, and Taiwan wants to remain an independent republic. That means we have China on our eastern, on that front, and you have Russia on the European front. You don't want to go to war, and as great as the United States military is, I honestly do not know if we could take on China and Russia at the exact same time. I want to know what my viewers think. But Joe Biden is not making anything better, and I voted for Joe Biden. I'm an avid Democrat. I would like to identify more as a progressive. But when I voted for Biden, I thought that he would have a stronger, like policy on foreign relations. I thought that he would press Xi Jinping more. I thought that he would put his foot down with Putin, but it seems that Putin wanted Biden in office. I think that Putin was more afraid of Trump than he is right now of Biden. Joe Biden doesn't really spark fear in any of the other leaders in the world, and he definitely doesn't really inspire the American people. Half of the time, he's bumbling over his words, and he definitely reneges on a lot of things that he campaigned on. This plan that got pushed through, I don't like it. This infrastructure plan that got pushed through, they stripped it down from everything that it was supposed to have. Child care, paternity leave, paid leave. They took away the free college. I mean, basically, they just passed a bunch of bullshit. And now they are bringing all these refugees over here from Afghanistan, and they're giving them grants. They're giving these guys grants for these guys to come over here. Meanwhile, we have homeless veterans, we have homeless minorities, we have homeless Americans on the street, and they can't get a grant. They can't get any money. Doesn't make any sense to me. But that's why we got to keep talking. Like I said before, guys, smash that like button, hit subscribe. I'm trying to make it out here. I really am. It's a tragic, time, guys, that, I just want to take a moment to say rest in peace to young Dolph. He was definitely one of the best rappers in the South. He was one of my personal favorites. Whenever, you want to turn up to somebody, Dolph, Juicy J, those are the guys that, all of us would go to, because they had them corny but like turn up kind of lyrics, you know what I'm saying? And you just hate to see, young black men being taken away from us at a very young age. So, 36 years old and he had kids, so, shouts out to the family and everything. Hope that, y'all can make it through that and everything. But, again, rest in peace, Dolph. Who do y'all think is going to run for president in 2024? Because personally, I think I already know. I believe that Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, is going to try to run for the Republican primary. And I believe that if Donald Trump does try to run, I believe that DeSantis will beat him. I believe that the Republican Party has Trumpism fatigue, and they are tired of relying on that archaic kind of way of governing. Even though it was kind of working in their favor, the propaganda and stuff was fueling their base. It's more so now they're trying to get back to normal GOP politics, which has been tainted by this Trumpist movement that has kind of taken over most of the Republican Party here in America. And there's probably no hope for Democrats at this point. We've already seen it here in Virginia. I believe that Democratic fatigue is starting to set in. Democrats have been running on broken promises, empty promises, saying they're going to do one thing and do absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, whenever there is a Republican in office, apparently the price of gas seems to be the #1 thing on Americans' minds. When Republicans are in office, apparently gas is the cheapest and we're getting more money. And when Democrats are in office, taxes go up. And that's mostly because they're, using that money to feed their corporate donors, which is sad. But American politics itself is sad. So there's always that. There's not really too much going on in this world that we as American people can keep poking our nose in. I believe that we should revert more to our core values here in America and try to fix our own problems. This Kyle Rittenhouse trial, this Ahmaud Arbery trial, which I'm going to talk about more in another video later on this week, it's just definitely showing you guys the racial bias and just how far we've not really come as a country. Not far at all. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button. Again, keep talking. New set, new cast, new material every week. Pretty soon it's gonna be coming every day. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.